November 21, 2022, Marcus Giovanni here. Marcus Giovanni, City Summit 2023, Denver. This is what a local search looks like. I've been doing these algorithm things, and my goodness, I can pull some very intelligent people from the cloud that are very compatible to what I do. And sometimes they get it, and sometimes they don't. But there's this woman named Susan. She's probably the most intelligent woman that can articulate in a letter in a way that I can pick things up that what she's really trying to say to people in her organization that have worked so hard to create the future. And it's right in front of you. Though when you think about the content I write, I I write about the decay. I've walked amongst the decay, the foul mouth, the angry, the drug addicts, the homeless. That's what I do. I'm an observer indexer. And I use my phone as my apparatus to index. I use Google Maps for my GPS. And I use cell phone tower pings to put it all together. And it's amazing because I do object-oriented programming with voice latent prints. Meaning I can take someone's voice after they've made all these claims and do some whoop-de-woo and come up with some highly advanced algorithms that will either support what they're saying or completely destroy what they're saying. I can write content that will disrupt any industry in the world. Guaranteed. As long as it's replaced with something for the betterment of what we're trying to disrupt. If you're looking to disrupt just to be a disruptor, that ain't gonna last in the IoT. It'll work in the dark web, but this is what you see. It's the schematics of the future being presented in a digital manner to where people of intelligent being in technology services in the Americas who have not learned or put in the years, the 12 years, just with working with this, but since 1995 actually, when I opened up my first Gmail account and I studied Gmail, emails, and all the handles and everything that was coming. My writing's so bad, all I could do is remember it. And artificial intelligence over the years has learned all my deficits and my shortfalls and does not hold prejudice against me because I can't write or I write backwards or I talk backwards. But it's these abilities with the chronic ADHD and chronic dyslexia allows me to read content sideways, backwards, straight lines, back, upside down. And this is what we're going to get. This is what we're going to bring to the Americas. This is what the future looks like for digital domination of one's controlled areas or states or countries. And we can't bullshit artificial intelligence anymore. Fact. See, I own my story's pretty well. It's right here. You don't see Kelly Brow. You don't see none of the senators. You don't see anybody else running for mayor of Denver that can do what I'm doing. They're all wanting to vote on equity, taking the sweat off what you did to build the equity in your house and tear it down and build low-cost housing that will bring more crime and murders because we don't teach our children a goddamn thing. For those who said I just used the Lord's name in vain, my God's a tough God. And I don't use his name in vain. I use his name as authoritative to how pissed off he truly is because he gave man free will to do whatever the he wanted to. The best freedom you can have, free will. Good luck. You'll be judged accordingly. so the scriptures say. But now the digital world, whew, God's like, wow, there's some really intelligent people. Huh. They really want to be the betterment of things, and they can't take it with them when they die. And to give the money to the states that are out of control, we have to create our own. That's why Bitcoin and all these things, and now all their founders and everybody, it's just, we're in a bad way right now. And right now, April is a new shedding of light for the Americas, because good people like Susan and her team understand the value of team members and realize that there's only certain people that are going to be able to pull this off. This is a big step. And when you look at it, Mayor Michael Hancock, when everybody goes, Giovanni, and I talk to a lot of people, believe me, and they say to me, if my Mayor Michael Hancock's a decay mayor, why would artificial intelligence say he's the only guy to actually take the city and county of Denver.com, which you're going to see down like over here, to the next level? Because he's got soul searching to do. He's got to come out and say, yeah, I made some mistakes. I didn't know that we were completely non-political. I didn't realize that, and I've been fighting it, and my lawyers all told me that Giovanni's right, and now I have an obligation and an allegiance to the people that love me, and make it so that all people love me, because he's a lovable guy. He truly is, folks. I shook his hand and he looked me right in the eye, and there was a few times when he said, "That's a good one, Giovanni." I realized that he was a really genuine dude. And you don't meet that too many young guys like that. I say young, 9 years older than he is. And my life experiences blows his away, though he did what he knew and did with the best of what he had to work with. And that he was brainwashed into this nonpartisan democratic thing that he's got to walk away from. And he will, because we all have to do the right thing. Democrats aren't going anywhere. This is a time to reflect, to get in new leaders. They're going to love everybody. You got to learn, you got to realize on the internet, if you're playing in the big boy internet sandbox, you better be able to have some big cojones, man. You better be the people that can do what you say you're going to do. And if you can't, you're going to find someone that will, and you're going to tell everybody that it was him. Because that will reflect on you as a leader, as a super administrator, that you believe in your team. And so when we flip back of all the things Mayor Michael Hancock may have done to cause the decay because he thought it was the only way, this is what these people have been trained to do. We have a time to break the cycle. And Mayor Hancock can move from being a mayor to doing what he went to school for, business. Make some money, Michael. Take this to the next level. Go travel. Be the guy that you can now be. Because, see, the city and county of Denver ain't allowed to make money. Mayor Webb told me that to my face when I shook his hand. Because I was probing him. I wanted to see how he would react. That's what I do. I'm a reactionary type of dude. But my thing is I can now do many things masterfully. And see, in the mortal world, that's called a jack of all trades and a master of none. On the internet, you're a master of all what you do, as long as you've indexed it correctly. So this is a non-political, non-religion quest. Not that these aren't important, but they're important in the ways that they need to take care of their own business their own way. Same with the privacy thing about abortion and all that. It has no room in the expansion of what we need to do as humans to protect the unforeseen, the fallouts, the people that control the media, people that control the power, the electric, the utilities. They can charge whatever they want. Nobody's held accountable. We've got 5G networks that aren't even working up to par, and they're getting rid of the 2 and 3Gs that kept us all going and being able to use all of our services. Now our services suck. We have to wait for things to work as they work out the bugs. They should have kept everything going, but they operate on a budget of how much money can we make, and how and not and knowingly know that putting their customers in jeopardy with phones that don't work, especially first responders. They need that GPS and they can't get it. They're waiting for a phone call, waiting for the phone to finally find a network. You go from this light to 5G to what's the truth? Well, the truth's coming on April 26, 27, 28. And it's going to be brought by Polis, Michael Hancock, and myself. I don't need to be mayor to bring these people together. But we can't have a bullshit mayor that are all candidates right now that don't know how to do what I do. See, I don't want to be mayor. I need to be mayor. People don't want me to be mayor. They need me to be mayor. See, my buddies, when they want something, they call the other guy. When they need something, they call me. And I'm okay with that. I'm very masterful with tools. I'm a plumber. I just don't do electrical. So we have to take this next level. And when you look at all these people that are all right here, all of this is telling us the future of what we're building. Here's the state government, very on the bottom. Missing Marcus Giavanni. This is what my platform tells me. What needs to be added, what's missing, what, and I can tell people why it's missing. But my name, when you look at it, people are talking about it. Because they know. Get it out of my name and put it in your name. I'm just the creator. I'm the founder. I don't need everybody knowing I did it. I'm just part of the cog. I want to see the full machine. The mortal machine is going to build the metaverse that's going to control the Americas as the most powerful Americas of the world. And we just have to do the right thing. We're at a point now, we're at the internet of, we're at a pathway. Neither one's right or wrong depending on the person. You either want to be IoT, Internet of Things, and be free and be able to write whatever you want, as long as it's in the betterment of whatever we're talking about. No more hate. Like the foul mouth that I speak on my video, some of my videos, I tell people it's explicit, and boy, is it explicit. But this is what I hear from other people. So I give them credit. I don't say their names because of the privacy issues. I have to be the guy to take it. Everybody goes, listen to the way he talks. No, listen to the way the communities are talking, because I knocked on thousands of doors, folks. I didn't have people I could call up like the Democratic Party and get people to come to a location to sign people's petitions. That's just remarkable to me. Remarkable that they're able to bullshit people and not even go do groundwork. And they built a very well-oiled kleptocracy machine. And on April 4, if they vote any other way than non-political for the citizens candidate, me, who have built these platforms to save everybody's ass, including the Americas, because we're going to need it, because we're going to be getting bombarded by the other part of the world. And I'm tired of people using the Americas as pawns. Like we're all stupid and we don't know how to get driver's license, and the poor people aren't smart enough to go and get a driver's license, or they're not smart enough to learn how to teach our children not to be promiscuous, and if they get promiscuous, they got to get married. That's how it was. When you figure that I'm Central American, Iberian, West Nigerian, Jew, I'm Central American Indian. I'm a Taino Indian. I'm a shaman. I pray for people. I help people. That's just my nature. I answer those 3 o'clock calls when people are stranded, because that's what I do, baby. But it's time for all of us to do it. And and Susan and our teams are going to have to realize that I've already created the platforms that will allow them to be in control of their own data. And the Phoenix and the city and county of Denver, right here, folks, tells you who the team members are. I knew Polis was going to be reelected. There's his name. When you look at what date I posted that, I already knew. And you would think they'd want to call and talk to me and go, Giovanni, how did you know this? Because everything's up in the cloud. You just have to do advanced algorithms to try to figure out what they're talking about. And then the content shows up. And then here it is. Just that I told everybody. So when April comes and we're doing this summit, the entire world will be here. And Susan's going to write the letter that's going to educate the entire world. Why? Because she can. I went and I looked at all their team members. There's some I mean, God, oh, I, people, I'm just telling you, they're going to take this to the next level. Their dreams of what they all worked for the last 10 years. I've been building it, not even knowing. I knew I was going to have an end result here, but I didn't know how spot on I truly am. Because it will be Governor Polis. It will be Mayor Michael Hancock. It will be Marcus Giovanni. And we're all going to hold hands, sing Kumbaya, and we're going to tear down the political ideology that's been running Denver for 60 years and create a huge node energy ball. If you think that blockchain technology is something, wait till you see what conversation technology is going to be and how valuable. He who controls the content is king. But there's got to be a queen. Man or woman, I don't care. None of my business. I mean, a man could be a queen, or a girl could be a queen, or whatever. I don't care. If we need a 6-foot hole dug, can you dig it? Well, I can probably dig it, but I kind of hurt my back, and I know a guy named Joe. If you pay me, $50 to dig that hole, I'm gonna get another guy to do it for $10 for a crack rock. We can't operate like that no more, folks. And I think that the people that are and when you think about the guy, I am completely neutral. When I tell you I'm non-political, I gave up my right to vote so I can be an observer indexer. Because if I vote, then I pick a side. I'm not allowed to pick a side. I always love my government, even if we become a communist government, but we can't do that because soldiers and all nationalities died to defend that tyranny. And so when you think about the Americas, we have to protect our own, use our own stuff to bring down our own cost. We can't rely on anything over the water because boats break down, things break down, and we can't allow that to break us down. So when we use the biodiesel technology and a lot of other technologies, and we're going to reward people, and there's just so much. But I believe if this all works out, that um, Susan will be able to put it in a perspective so that everybody understands that we all have a position in this, and it requires everybody. Because there's no I in team, but in my world there is a me. And every one of us is a me. And we can't take it with us when we go. And so we have to figure out what is our greed level, and then whatever's left over, you have to give it to the betterment of a community that's thriving for the betterment of our world, our metaverse. Because from metaverse to mortal world, it's a big difference. And I tell people, they say, well, what is the metaverse? It moves fast. You have the stock market, then you have the Forex market, and then you have metaverse, which is, at this point, I would say 100 times faster than the Forex. And I can trade Forex works. I'm a master Forex trader. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up some small Forex accounts. And we're going to play it. And I'm going to show you how to do spot trading in a way that when the dollar's down, the Forex is up. When the Forex is down, the dollar's up. And so when you understand the chain of events of the institutionalized trading in the Forex, that's where we're going to hedge our bets on the monies that we make off of the 80 platforms that I manage for the betterment of the Americas, starting with the United States. Because they're either going to be great or we're going to just tarnish forever and people aren't going to want to be part of it. And right now, that's what this video is to show everybody the reality of where artificial intelligence is and the administrators that need to come in here and fix it. And the good news is I don't need anybody in the IT world to tell me what we need, what hardware, what software. I just know what we need, and then we'll find people that can give it to us, who can deliver. And that's what IoT is. So we'll see if we got it. We're either smoke and mirrors, we're living simulated, nothing's real until we make it real. And we don't need to wait till we go to war or wait till somebody uses a nuclear bomb. And if you don't go to church, I'll still help you. Because Zuckerberg didn't go to church. He didn't pray to God or Jesus to have him find the way. His mind got him there. His hard work, his sweat, his up late at night, configuring all these things like I do. God created a man like that so that people that throw stones and judge can quickly cast him to hell. He's going to hell. No, you're going to hell because you're judging him, fool. It works both ways. And when you find the balance and you find the people like Susan and her team, and you put the right pieces together, you're going to create the equity. There is no inequity. Inequity is people that don't want to work and want to take it off the people that are working, and that just don't work with artificial intelligence. And anybody that tries to sell you that, you need to tell them, go beat rocks, man. And take it over and do the right thing. And I do believe that the world's about to make a big change into the true metaverse. Not the Zuckerberg, hey, Facebook changed, they're now Meta. But you still go to Facebook.com and it's still there. So everybody's metaverse is whatever they make it. We're all in control of our own metaverse. But when you have a group of people like Susan and all this, and there are no connections, when they realize how to build a digital dome based off all their contacts and being all in one room, the more and more that they can all gather in a room together at the same time. I mean, virtual is fine, but you have to get those devices, the Bluetooth, and get them stimulated, get them, because we do voice indexing for everybody in the room. You already know that. but there's other things we can show you. Way too much power for one person. That would probably wouldn't even be hanging with these people. I'd be doing Circus of a Lifetime, writing music. But right now, this ain't about me. This is about creating a digital future for our children and being able to realize that, hey man, we gotta, even the dope dealers, the drug dealers, they gotta slow down a little bit. You kill all your people, who's gonna use your drugs, man? So you got to cut back. You got to have a little sympathy for your users so that they stay alive long enough to keep using until they get help or they die. But if you kill them all off now, all these people just keep dying. Eventually, people are gonna just stop, and then you ain't gonna have nothing. No guns are shot, no nothing. So you have to regulate your own industry so that there's balance for the people that are getting screwed up on drugs, so that the cities who have to ask the taxpayers to pay for all this, they're able to pay for it in a way to where there's balance. So, I think the Americans need to get a hold of the cartels and work with them. Listen to what they got to say and figure out a way. They're gonna do it because they're gonna run out of people using. And see, that would be a great thing, right? Just kill off all the users, and then they won't be able to sell any. And then they'll just go and open up cheesecake factories and chocolate factories and cake factories and donut factories and make it legal and give you the real killer, sugar. I mean, I'm just talking. Is there anybody listening? Hello? Susan?